Welcome everybody to episode 2 of Nerdgasm podcast. I got ourselves some really good people, Cloud and What's.
Yep.
How's it going?
And
What's up?
actually, I want to
What's
start
up?
off. There's been a load of news popping up the wazoo, and it's my emails were blowing up like crazy. Like no tomorrow.
Well, I mean, for me, that's a normal thing.
Well, yeah, but not as much as I've been getting as the past few years.
No, it's good news. We're going on that this console train. Really, that's
The
really big right now. And the
it's
new generation consoles that are not really new generations. It's like
a
the
new
PlayStation 2.4 or
basically the
2.2.
predecessor of the one, technically.
Yeah,
Well, I
it's
mean,
like
I wouldn't even call it like you were saying. I wouldn't even call it console generation. I mean, we're still in the current console generation,
Oh
even
yeah,
when Scorpio releases. It's just newer hardware, newer everything, but it's still going to run,
like
the
a
current gen.
yeah. The scene we seen me and Cloud seen the specs of this freaking thing, and it's really. I'm not sure. I'm not sure in the last episode. Cloud told us what it's gonna be there, and and he pretty much what he said. It was freaking accurate as hell.
it's gonna be definitely gonna be good. It's a
It's a
PlayStation 4 slapper basically.
it. A lot of people, some people are saying about that, like it is a freaking beast. Like a lot of them with
Oh,
the CPU was a 8 custom 86 cores, clocked at 2.3 gigahertz.
that's per core too.
Yeah,
That's
that's just a little. But we were saying that it was a Ryzen chip though, a customizable Ryzen chip.
that's the way it looks. It's a way they do it in the industry is so weird. Instead of calling it what it is, they call it a totally different name because they don't really want to brand a brand
But
with another
it's been
brand.
proven that's
Yeah,
on Ryzen, but I don't know why they
I
didn't want
mean,
to categorize it because the fact that they're putting their tin hats on here.
well, it's not just that. It's when you go into something like a console or a custom chip, you've got to give it its own name and whatnot because you are customizing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they're
So,
gonna have if you ever opened like an Xbox One, it has a custom that says Xbox One
Jag,
on the CPU.
yeah, it's a
yeah, pretty
custom
much.
Jaguar, which
Or Puma.
Jaguar, if
Well,
I, yeah,
I heard it was it was a Puma, like a cracked out Puma CPU chip.
yeah, which pretty much is. I think spec wise, I don't have the specs pulled up right in front of me.
I do.
Yeah,
The GPU is. You want me to go down, like each category,
uh,
down by down, or
well,
just summarize
I
it?
don't really have anything to uh, compare with on the GPU yet.
But they said
I
with
would
the GPU was a 40 customized compute unit clocked at 1172 megahertz.
I can't think of right now what GPU is out on the
12
market that.
gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM with a memory bandwidth of 326 gigs per second with a 1 terabyte 2.5-inch hard drive with UHD Blu-ray drive. Integrated power
Which,
supply and all that, which we know.
yeah, the
Um,
integrated power supply I'm glad to see.
Yeah,
oh yeah, that's
definitely.
I feel like it's gonna be almost the same size as the original Xbox One. I
Yeah,
feel like it is, or even bigger. I
Well,
don't mind,
um,
but to just take a note on that, most of the reason why the Xbox One is so big is cooling. Just a note on that.
well, after the scenario, the Doom stage of 360 of the Red Ring.
Oh yeah.
oh
Um,
God.
it's literally if you ever looked in, if you guys take your time and just go on YouTube and look at what's inside an Xbox One, the original Xbox One, it has a massive radiator on it,
Oh
huge.
yeah.
It's
The,
giant. It takes up half the console space,
yeah.
really.
I
Um,
mean, they could have slimmed it down a little bit to put in an internal power block, but I think on their side they were thinking more cooling will be better, which it was.
Yeah,
yeah, it's good. I felt like what their reason why around it was for the media thing when they launched it, because it's gonna be a media console. That's what they said.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
And they were
much.
thinking it's going to be on 24/7 pretty much, so they didn't want it to, just crap out or just, desolder the pins or anything like that. So that could
well,
have been one of the reasons.
they learned their lesson from the Red Ring of Death. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I
Pretty
think
much.
that was just obvious. It's just I don't even want to get into the original Xbox and how cheaply fucking made that thing was.
I wouldn't say it was made cheaply. It was rushed a little bit.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah.
Freaking got water in my face.
But everything I've gotten to see from it and whatnot, it's going to be a killer system.
They
mean,
even earlier today. Let me see if I could find this. It was what was this actually? Actually, it's the seventh. The seventh. Someone asked them if does the Scorpio have a boost mode or everything will run better by default. And the Albert Pinello, the lead marketing for Xbox consoles and all that, he said everything will run better. We don't need boost mode. The whole
They have
console is boost mode. Which is kind of funny. It's like that kind of gives basically you're poking a stick at the PS4 Pro. It's like it is they're confident with this console.
And you hear about the price point. It's gonna be $500. That's a
Actually,
lot cheaper.
I've been hearing it's the price point of the Pro, $299 or something
Two
like
ninety
that.
nine.
That's what
I
I've
think it's
heard.
gonna be five.
That's what I've been
GameSpot.
hearing, but I don't know. There's a lot of jumble of saying, "Oh, it's a premium console. It's a B,
Well-
$700." Oh no, it's gonna be like $299.
Well,
Like I don't.
I'm going to say this. You look at when the one originally released, it was an $800 price tag
Yeah,
on day
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
I think they learned their lesson on pricing it so high because it came down quite quickly.
it did
Oh, very quickly in a month. Like, literally, actually less than a month. It was like 2 weeks.
So
something like that.
Yeah,
if
it's
they
pretty close.
want, I look at it like this: if they want people to be able to afford it, and they've talked about, it is going to be affordable. They've said it. So I'm thinking price point in between $299 and $599, somewhere in there.
I was at work when I watched the whole thing that GameSpot put on, and they literally watched the whole the conference on that, and it was actually pretty interesting. But they were saying it's going to be $500. It's going to be like the base point. That's where it's going to be, or it's going to be $499.
Like I said, that's
I don't
what I
know
was
how
seeing
accurate.
the start. Yeah, I'm seeing the starting point between 299 and 599.
Yeah.
So I mean, and there is going to, I would speculate. I'm just speculating this. There's going to be multiple versions of it, just like there is with the 500 gig model, the 1 terabyte model, and now the 2 terabyte model. So I think they're going to take it a little further from 1 terabyte will be the base model, and probably up to 3 or 4 for the higher end.
Yeah, I was gonna say like their base model is gonna be 1 terabyte. So yeah, how cheap, hard drives are right now, and just everything. I think they're really gonna be able to do that. I think would be a cool feature if they did was they kind of did like something with how the PlayStation did. They had a little slot you could actually put your own drive in. I think that would have been that'd be amazing if you could be able to do that. Maybe slide like an SSD in there. Just for compatibility. Like, I think that would be really cool, personally. But I'm getting my hopes up.
Yeah. All right. Scorpio's going to be interesting.
Well,
so
along with the news and all that, there's so many people putting so much hate on this console. Like they're trying to put a lot of hate on this console because of the fact that it's going to be Sony's product.
Well, I mean,
like they're saying that this console has a bottleneck, like with all with its specs and all that.
That term gets used so much. Oh, it drives me nuts. People don't understand what a true bottleneck is. The bottlenecking when you build a custom chip and custom board like this, you're already going to be thinking about bottlenecks. So you're going to design both the CPU and GPU to work together, so that way there's not going to be a bottleneck. I don't understand where your bottleneck is, the technical term. Go look at Linus Tech Tips, and he goes more in deep of what the actual term is on bottlenecking. But it's when something is running higher than something else, and I don't see that from the console.
So just to basically dumb it down, it's like having two outputs and try to put them together. They won't work. They'll still technically kind of work, but they won't
Yeah.
work as well.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
the Microsoft found out the goods about it. So not goods, but like their shit together basically.
Well, they've had this thing in the lab for what, 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
So I mean, they know what they're doing with it.
They bought the
I
best.
just-
They bought the state of the art freaking tech that they could find for it to make this thing.
I think people just need to sit back and just stop going ham about Sony and PlayStation and just let the
It
companies
just
do what
shows you
they're
how
gonna do.
biased they are. There's just so much damage control. Even Digital Foundry also saying, "Oh, there's some, there's some." I forgot what they said about it. They said that there's something wrong about it, but they said they're just saying they're trying to bash on it for no reason.
On the note of consoles in general too, I was just recently watching something. It was a YouTube video about streaming video games and how consoles might be obsolete here soon. As soon as we get high speed internet and stuff like that, that's another really good topic to get into.
Ooh.
Because if you think about it, if you could stream something high enough that you're not going to have to worry about all the console power and all that stuff, really, it's just going to be all depending on the internet.
Well, when you're streaming, it's depending on your internet anyways. So
Yeah.
it won't matter what you're streaming. Now, that's where it gets into a totally subcategory of, can your computer, like say if you're streaming games, can your computer handle the encoding and playing at the same time?
Yeah. But yeah, that was just a really interesting topic. I was watching on YouTube, and I thought it was pretty interesting that that might be a thing. We might have small little consoles that look like what do they call it? It's fucking like basic, not laptops, but I was saying smart TV little add-ons like the Google PlayStation. What is it? The little PlayStation box. No, PlayStation box.
Google,
The streaming box.
The Google box or whatever.
No,
yeah, the streaming box. And they might be. That's just kind of off topic, but I thought it was something cool to note, and maybe that's actually going to be a thing. We're not going to be worrying about not by power, but we're going to be worrying about internet speeds.
Never know. I mean, cloud computing is becoming to be a big thing. Microsoft's using it. Sony's using it. There's a lot going on underneath the hood of all the consoles that people. Well, yeah, even Sony uses cloud computing.
And they're paying Microsoft.
Not for a while. Not for a while.
Well,
they thought it was bullshit.
Well, here's the thing. Just like people don't realize, the core kernel of Sony is actually Linux. So, and the Linux distros tend to be lightweight, so you can use processing power and whatnot. But on top of that, you go dig deeper in the kernel, and you will find that they're sending information up to the cloud. That's why you can move from platform to platform. Say Xbox One to Xbox One, and all your stuff's right there in the cloud. Your pins, all that, because they're using cloud computing. Same with PlayStation. So.
I think we're getting a little bit off topic, but I just thought I thought that was very interesting, and I don't know. I thought it was a really cool thing to think about. Maybe in the near future we're not going to have these console wars anymore.
Never know.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah.
With consoles on that, they also with the Scorpio, they said that they're also bashing the lineups for it.
I'm not worried about the lineups.
I guess it's kind of a an up and down thing, because the console, it might if you think of a console and it has all these tricked out specs and it has like the best graphics, if it doesn't have a lineup of games, no one's gonna buy it. That's the whole thing around it. But that's just I'm just literally just going in a circle because Microsoft
Yeah.
has these titles and they eventually will launch it.
Yeah,
That's
eventually
just it, like
they'll
anything.
get the exclusives, and they're just trying to prove that they can dish out a powerful console.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, even talk about the Vita. That was a huge
Oh,
flop. That thing was
yeah.
actually it's a huge flop. The only reason why it was a huge flop, it just didn't have titles for it. No one's gonna buy a console and not have
Just
good
leave that
games with it.
shit to Nintendo.
Yeah, that's getting off another
Oh
topic.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm,
What?
I'm talking.
My water bottle.
Speaking of consoles, Ghost, while you were out of town, Wildlands DLC, the
I
free
know.
DLC.
Yeah, free DLC for Wildlands came out when I was pissed off about that shit.
I'm kind of disappointed in it.
Really? It
It
was
was
that
only
short?
3 missions.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
only 3 missions. Only took me 30 minutes.
Well,
to
it
do.
is a free DLC, so you can't really expect too much out of it.
Well,
Yeah.
you say it is a free DLC, but when you go and look, it's only available to season pass owners and people that participated in the beta. Which there was a lot of people that participated in the beta. If you didn't do any of that or beat it before March something, I can't remember the date. That's
The first, I
another.
think.
Yeah, that's another prerequisite. Um, you got it for free.
Yeah.
That is kind of shady. If you
But
think
if
about
you
it.
didn't, you had to buy
Well, you
it.
had it this entire
And-
time since launch, so if you haven't gotten it, so you're out of and didn't play the beta, which they didn't really specify which beta, but I'm guessing both.
Yeah, but I mean, I was a little disappointed with it, but I still enjoyed it.
Was it as hard as shit? I heard you freaking in Nick's stream.
Oh God, I hate Unidad. Oh God, it wasn't hard necessarily. It was just I hate Unidad.
Dude, everybody hates Unidad. And then I'm
So,
actually
I
pretty
mean-
soon. Once I finish, I'm gonna do a review, on the game. Once I'm done, it's gonna
Alright.
it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy that one because I enjoyed the game so much. I've been a Ghost Recon fan since Futures. Well, actually no, since Graw, the first two Graws.
I played it on the PlayStation 2, and that was the last time I played it. Eventually, here I will pick it up.
Dude, you need
But-
to. It's
Oh,
fun.
dude,
It's
it-
fun. A lot of strategy behind it, but people say,
Oh,
"Oh, just
yeah.
you just run and gun, don't really do shit." But no, once you get hard, like deeper into the story, it gets hard as a motherfucker. Oh my god.
I don't know. Only reason why is just hasn't really sold me. I don't know. I like certain games like Final Fantasy and all this stuff right here. There's so many
long.
people that love it. But to really like draw me in, I don't know. It just
The
has
reason-
to draw me in.
The reason why I stopped playing because I just don't want to finish it, and the fact that they recently did an update where they locked the main boss Sueño to not so people can't just beat the game within one hit. You have to beat two heads, but I don't really like the fact that you only beat two heads and you could get to face Sueño.
Honestly, I think they should even tighten that a little further.
Yeah,
You have to be all four.
the longevity of the game needs to be tighter.
Yeah. To me, I think you have to be
How long
all
is the
four.
game?
How much or how long?
How long?
Oh, dude. If you want to if you're a Cloud and you want to be a freaking completionist freak,
Or just the main story? That's what I'm talking about.
I
Not
want-
like
main
all the side
story?
quests or anything like that. I'm just talking about the main story.
if you
Well,
want,
see,
well, you
some
need
of the main story you actually have to do side quests
Yeah.
to do some of the main story. So, let me go and look.
I would say over 10 hours. I want to say,
Let me go.
but if you want to
Alright.
complete the game, it's probably more than that. But I'm not sure. I haven't really clocked in. I
Alright.
haven't finished it, so I'm guessing I want to say 10 hours. But there is some side quests that you need upgrades on.
Let's see.
Okay.
It does. Well, okay. Time played in game. This is actual time played in game. Looking at the console right now, it took me 6 days, 5 hours, and 28 minutes to complete. But like Gus said, I am a completionist on it. So,
You beat like every single thing you could.
yeah, I got all the attachments, all the guns, all the Kingslayer files. I explored 100% of the map.
What's your
I mean,
total hours game hours?
6 days, 5 hours, and 28 minutes.
So yeah, I think less than 10 hours, or a little bit more than
Yeah.
10 hours or something. I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint exactly, but it's pretty lengthy uh, game.
Uh, I have a friend who's in the military, so he's coming at this like a tactical military shooter, and like he would, you know, for his job. I can't say what it is,
That's fine.
but he has 15 days, 18 hours, and 48 minutes logged into the game.
I believe it.
God damn.
So he is a tactician. Let's just put it that way. He is a true tactician.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, I would imagine that's
Well,
probably
it's
a really
the
game to
fact
do
that
it.
this game is like Battlefield, because the fact that like the longer your target is, the more you have a bullet drop to compensate for.
Yeah.
It has a
Does
really
it have-
realistic value to it.
Does it have player versus player PvP?
Pretty
Not yet.
soon, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm thinking in the summer of June or July is what I'm thinking.
Well,
Yeah.
got PvP
Along-
mode. Okay.
Along with they have it planned, but they're just trying to get out the kinks and all that. But they also said the DLC is also around the summer as well.
And speaking of PvP or just multiplayer in general about Final Fantasy, when is that supposed to be coming out? You know anything about that?
Nope. I've heard only one thing about it and nothing else.
There's so many rumors going around saying, "Oh, it's gonna be the first DLC dropped," and here we go, the first DLC dropped, and it's not here.
Yeah. Kind of like good segue into another topic.
Beep beep.
For so many, 2 years, everybody's been talking about Destiny 2.
Oh, Destiny 2, yeah.
Here we
That's-
we have
Destiny 2s and then with the reveal. Was it no, it was a teaser and an actual reveal trailer.
the reveal
Cade
trailer.
is so like, I think his personality came out since when Taken King came out. Like, he had more personality. I like Cade so much. He's such a freaking hilarious character.
If you haven't checked the reveal trailer out, I'd check it out because it is hilarious.
It's hilarious, and the fact it gives you a little bit of details of what's actually going on, taking place of this game.
But once again, the sad news is, if you're an Xbox One owner,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to
DLC.
wait
Year
for
time
DLC.
exclusives! Yay! Fuck you!
I mean, what are they thinking?
They know that's anti-consumerism, and you saw that on my post on my game page, and the fact that I despise it, I hate it, and even like with the Tomb Raider, I did not like the fact that they did the year time exclusive. Like, you're just preventing something that should have been doing a year ago.
Yeah,
Well,
but they've been doing this for how long? That's just how long they've been doing this for a long
I don't really
time.
mind like if it was on Call of Duty because it's a month, but a year, really?
Yeah, and when you look at like the Xbox One, and you go and play Destiny on the Xbox One, there's some. Now I don't know now since I'm getting back into playing Destiny on the one.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh God, don't get me started.
Motherfucker.
Triggered.
Yeah, motherfucker gets me in. Excuse my language.
As soon
that's
as I got out, they pulled me back in.
Yeah, I get back in, and there is
So much shit
like
to do.
within 20 minutes, I got 3 exotic quests. That's going to take me forever to do now,
Oh,
and I didn't have
you
anything.
better been doing those when I was gone.
I got a little further on a couple of them.
Okay. I'm still working on the pit of the husk of the pit. Freaking
Yeah,
quest.
we'll
my
have to go and do that.
God.
But
And the raid. I still need to do a raid.
yep. But I mean, their Xbox One is a year behind constantly on Destiny, and it's a disappointment to
To us gamers.
the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's imagine like how like I'm gonna feel bad for, especially not for Xbox owners and the PC community. They're gonna be a year behind as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and this is
one
forcing
thing-
you to buy a PS4. I have nothing against PS4, just to state that. I just don't like how like
the marketing tactics.
yeah, for Destiny in general, not just Sony
Oh,
having
yeah.
that year exclusive.
And one of the
That's
worst
the-
things you can do is piss off PC Master Race.
Yeah, that's
Activision.
not too smart.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
I was gonna say I don't hate PlayStation either. Like
No.
my first console was a PlayStation.
Yeah,
so-
Exactly.
the very first PlayStation that I owned when I was a kid was the very first PlayStation.
I owned
I
a PlayStation 2. That was the first owned one.
Yeah.
First
I had PlayStation. I had PlayStation 2. I have a PlayStation 3 in storage.
Yeah, same here.
I got
I,
away
um,
from PlayStation because of their marketing tactics.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they got rid of their their AAA titles. A lot of them
And they got rid of their free membership.
Yeah, that's what really pushed me away. I was like, screw it. I'll just go play on my Xbox all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some there's positives and negatives on both sides.
Yeah.
I think it's just all depends what you like. PlayStation has more indie titles and more like anime based games and
JRP, yeah, which
a
I don't, which
lot
is
of-
really cool. They have like during the PS3 years, they had really cool like Japanese title games like Bleach, even
Oh,
Naruto
yeah.
games that weren't even announced yet in the US.
yeah, a lot of cool titles.
A lot of them. And this brings into a good one. The Final Fantasy 15 DLC. I know.
Oh yeah, I know, that was actually, I know we were behind on that, but that's the fact that we cannot ignore this kind of epic DLC.
Uh,
You finished it, you mother trucker. Don't even ruin it for Trav.
So, yeah, I
I-
haven't finished.
I'm not even going to say
Tinfoil
anything
hat!
about. I'm not even going to say anything about it. But
Just say how you feel, like how good it was.
The mechanics were fun. It was just really short.
And you were actually happy they actually raised the level cap.
Yeah. Well, that was 2 updates ago.
Well, but
and
still,
I
you
didn't
noticed
even notice it. I mean, raising it to 120. I mean, jeez.
What was the original
nuts.
before it was
The
raised?
original?
Yeah.
99.
Ugh, what the
I think-
hell?
I think I'm only like level 35. It's just bullshit.
You got your beat.
I am 99 and a half right now.
It's
on
still
all the
growing.
characters and still
But-
growing.
I
Getting
just
that
wanna
Final
note to
Fantasy
everyone-
Viagra.
I just want to note to everything about Clouds. Before he even owned the game, he
He
beat
rented
it.
it. Yeah, he rented,
He rented
a game.
it and beat it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
rented that, and then he freaking like before his what was it, fiance or your mother-in-law?
Fiance.
Yeah.
Well, it was both of them, my fiance and mother-in-law.
God dang. Yeah, they were planning on getting it for Christmas, and yeah, it's like, no, I want to finish this goddamn game. And then yeah, you beat it before before Christmas came.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. I rented it, and I was halfway through it
Shit, you might as
when
well
my
buy it.
rental was up, which it was only like $7.
Jesus.
So I was
That's
like,
nothing, yeah.
screw it, I'm going to re-rent it for another 7 days. And within, I don't know, a day and a half of that rental period, of the first rental period, or second rental period, sorry, I had beaten it. So, but there was still a lot for me to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's tons of dungeons in that game. That's the really cool part about it. There's just random dungeons all over just all over the world, really.
Yeah.
A lot of them are level cap too. So.
Oh yeah, especially when you get into the secret parts of the dungeons.
Oh yeah.
That gets fun.
Yeah, it was the funny part. The first time I ever played it, I think I was only like level 6. I wander into a level 50 dungeon, and I'm like,
What the
whoa,
hell?
what am I doing? What
Well,
am I
see-
doing?
Spoiler alert, but not really spoiler alert. Inside each dungeon is a secret door that you can only get to post game.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I know that. That's part of the whole story and everything too.
So when you unlock those doors, when you go in, everything's at 99.
Jeez.
That's nuts.
So yeah, it gets fun. There you go.
I gotta say that game. I really do like the Final Fantasy series. Where they went with it this time around.
Dude, I lost
Ah.
track of it since the the PS2 days. Like I just like I don't know what happened. I just got off the boat.
I just
Dude
never
probably drove you off the boat.
never liked
rock the boat,
the
baby.
tactics style or the turn based. That was never I never really was a fan of that. So that's
A
one reason why.
That's why they changed the lot the way it is now because people didn't really care too much about the turn based.
Yeah, now they're going with the whole, just everyone basically. Anybody can get into the series now. That's what I really like. What they did, anyone can. It's not a very too difficult. It's a difficult game. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of hours onto it, but you could pick I think anyone could really just pick it up and play. That's what's the really cool thing about
It's
it.
for the casuals.
Segue.
Oh, segue where? Beep beep.
Segue. He said everybody can get into it. Everybody can get into this one because everybody probably has played it. COD.
COD goes World War II.
Oh God.
Finally, back
I'm
to its
happy, but yet again, they could fuck it up because it is Sledgehammer.
So really, if they really do, it's just what's gonna kill them is Activision. Activision kills everything.
Well, if you think about it, as
skins.
long as they don't do this, is weapon variants.
Weapon skins.
I don't know what skins. If it's just skins, and I don't really mind it. If like MWR did, but until they actually did add weapons, but I'm okay with. But if they do that, I'm done.
No, for me, it would kill it if they add skins at all, because there was no skins in World War II. There's still no skins.
You'll be surprised, dude. Look at Black Ops. I know it's not World War, but it was a Cold War kind of thing.
You go back to the grassroots, they didn't have skins.
Just foreskins.
Yeah, but if you have to understand, it's not Battlefields, it's Call of Duty. We have gingerbread men with fucking rapist cloud masks, boosting around on their exo dildos and flying around and killing people. So that's what Call of Duty.
Don't diss the almighty Kevin Spacey.
Oh my God.
But
I just like there was a meme on Facebook I was looking at. It's like what was it? Call of Duty is going World War II, and then the guy was happy, and then it shows the research shows that Nazi Germany showed a prototype of jetpacks, and then he was like in this shock face. I was like, oh my God, oh no!
It's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be like Wolfenstein. They're all high tech and shit.
I hope that's only if they do jetpacks, just save that shit in the freaking zombies.
Well, here's the thing.
Steampunk style.
Get reality on there.
Yeah.
Actually, historically, yes, Nazis were working on jetpacks.
Oh
yeah.
The Nazis were working on
rockets and jet planes.
Yeah. Actually, they were the first ones to actually have
nuclear bombs.
Fighter jets, like what we would know as a fighter jet. I was watching something on Nova recently. It was like the secret weapons of Nazi, or the secret weapons of the Nazis.
It was Net Geographic.
No, it was Nova.
No, okay.
Probably got it from National Geographic.
No, I watched that whole program on it, and how if they actually completed that and they had enough time to complete that, they probably would have won. Yeah, they would have won.
Yeah. Because they would have had air supremacy galore because of how fast. I forgot what was called, the Mark what. I can't think of it right now.
Mark 1 to Wonderwaff. Something like that.
Yeah, I will actually Google it.
We're only 30 minutes in, so we got a lot of time.
Yeah, we got a good amount of time. But Call of Duty, we'll see where it goes.
I hope everyone. The best. And then this gives Sledgehammer the benefit of the doubt because they did listen. They had enough time to make what the people want.
Just don't get your hopes up. That's really
I'm just hoping that I'm just gonna go in with balls dry.
Yeah.
Medium expectations.
But I'm expecting something least decent because they did, a lot of people hated on Advanced Warfare, but you have to think about when they were coming out of Ghost, where everyone was saying something new, something I want, something brand new, not the same old COD.
So it wasn't really
I
their fault.
No, it wasn't their fault, and I personally love that game.
The only thing I hate about that game was that my thumbsticks on my damn controller broke because of that damn game. God damn it!
Yeah, I know. I broke my A paddle on my scuff like 3 times. That game was just the controllers.
It was a controller's nightmare.
Oh yeah, it literally would destroy your controller because you just constantly pressing A,
You
just flying around
slam
your
your
dildo.
thumb on that freaking thumbstick.
All right, I'm going to need help pronouncing this, so I'm just going to post it in the chat over here.
All right.
See if you guys can get this.
Or put it. What's it called? Translator.
Messerschmitt.
Messerschmitt
ME262. Sounds like something. I don't know. We need to get
that.
Put it in the designer.
That was the German plane that if they would have been able to produce.
What does Messerschmitt mean?
Messerschmitt.
I wonder what that means in English. Messerschmitt.
Good question.
That's interesting.
Almost fell. Yeah, it's a cool concept, and
I like it.
Yeah, if you ever play,
if we play, it's basically we're going back to World at War, but with better graphics.
Oh yeah.
I think will this go to the Scorpio? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it'll be the.
I don't know.
What we're banking on is Activision. I don't really. They're basically Sony and Activision's license ends this year, so we don't know where it's going to be going. Really, we don't know if it's going to be going back to PlayStation or if it's going to go right back to or it's going to go back to Xbox.
Activision, they need if they have faith in Scorpio, they would put their money on Microsoft.
But how they have Destiny, I really doubt it.
That'll be too much of a marketing hassle. Well, then again, they've been doing that with the Destiny and when was the first Destiny released? Was it
2014?
What game was in 2014 of Call of Duty?
That was Advanced Warfare.
So that was Microsoft. So yeah, they didn't.
It was November of 2014. That's when Advanced Warfare came off. It was Ghost when.
Yeah, it was Microsoft's thing.
English translation of Messerschmitt is knife maker.
What is it?
Knife.
Oh,
knife maker.
Knife maker.
M-E.
That's actually really cool.
That is actually pretty cool. Damn.
I'll be right back.
All right. Let's see. That is really interesting. Knife maker.
Knife maker.
E262. Damn.
Yeah.
I hope Activision does go to Microsoft, so we get to see our DLCs first. That's a stupid reason. What the hell?
Stupid reason because I will never buy DLC for.
That's only the weekend. I sent you a message saying that it was what was it DLC? I think it was the first one that was free for the weekend.
Yeah, and I don't care. I haven't cared about Call of Duty DLC because I'm fine with the base experience.
Yeah.
To me, weapons, skins, I don't care.
Ooh.
I don't use meta anyways when I play a game.
Unless you get it through a supply drop by keys.
Oh, let's not do supply drops. I'm so tired of supply drops. I'm so tired of it.
To get for having an opinion on something like that, I've literally I don't know, maybe like fucking 4 months worth of time played on Call of Duty. Maybe even more since when I originally bought Modern Warfare 2. I'm just hoping they go back to their roots and really just do something right this time around and actually just figure out and actually listen. But that's another note to Activision in saying that it was Activision or Infinity Ward that posted on Twitter. They posted on Twitter saying, "We know we went against you guys. We're sorry this game is doing." Pretty much that's what they said. We're sorry this game is so bad. Literally, they literally said that.
That was Activision.
That was Activision, yes. So that was a while ago. At least they understand that you got to listen to us. We're literally you're
The,
gonna lose money.
well,
And
They
to
did.
me,
They look at
they
Ghost
they
and then the
that takes
IWMWR. They
that's the
they
that's
lost
the
so
only
much
way they're
money.
gonna talk. That's the only way the reason they're gonna talk is because they're losing money.
Imagine if
That's
we
the
do
sad
another
thing.
supply drop blackout again.
That didn't. That, you know how much money they made off of Black Ops 2 and just supply drops. It's not even funny. Really.
what's not funny is the amounts of people that think it's okay to buy supply drops when
The
they're
game.
giving the when they're getting things that break the game and they think it's cool.
That was a problem back in Black Ops 3, but then they balanced it. And then I'd rather take Black Ops 3 gun DLC than freaking what we have right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we really think about it. Oh, go on, Clouds.
everybody here knows I'm against microtransactions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially against Halo.
it's scum.
So
It's
dumb.
literally the scum of the earth.
But I mean, it's here, and I just wish that people would vote with their wallet on what they actually
We've been
want.
trying to, but nobody won't listen.
Yeah,
I mean,
For years. For how
it's
long?
yeah, and it's like the pre-ordering stuff.
Shit, I
People are
pre-ordered
getting
it through my console, not through GameStop's freaking greedy ass.
well.
I'm
It's
so
not
over
just
GameStop.
to talk about GameStop.
That's a whole
Yeah,
that's a whole different story. But
yeah.
We can make it a topic if you want.
yeah, if you feel like
What?
it, we can talk a little about
What?
that.
Just mention the
No,
fact
there's
that
no promotion
GameStop
here.
is- Huh?
We
Don't
don't want
mention
we
the
don't
name.
want we don't want GameStop promotion. Screw them.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Game Pork.
Game Pork.
Mm.
Well, let's just say one game company, I'm not going to mention what, has to close a bunch of stores.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I already know that because physical
I'm
copies
surprised
are
that
dying.
Sasuke hasn't even
Yeah.
They're
lost
dying.
his
Yeah,
job.
really.
It didn't close
No,
down on his end.
I even talked to him. He's like, "Oh no, it's not dying," and I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
keep on telling yourself that." That's
He has
literally
that. He has that little tiny
know-
stick up his ass.
I have a friend who she is a manager at
Uh-oh.
undisclosed store,
Uh-oh.
and I talked to her today when nobody was in, and I asked her really how's the store doing. And the store in our area is really different than most stores.
I remember.
And she actually told
when
me
it was used to be good back in the day.
that she is one of the few that is trying to bring that type back.
Oh, thank
Like
you.
she overrides
I-
the system a lot, and she gets yelled at so much for it.
Oh, I hope her the best, man, because I miss how what used to be.
Oh yeah,
Don't get me wrong. Like, I guess the new generation, and they're not going to be able, like, maybe my kids are not going to be able to experience having a
Never have
physical,
kids.
my
Oh, dear
future
God.
kids,
Oh, dear
okay,
God.
Just
future
adopt
kids,
one
whatever.
From Africa. Come on, be nice.
Yeah.
What's
I
with
have a
future
little-
kids?
I'm
No.
shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Catch me outside.
Shut up. Now I have to blur that out. God damn it.
Oh, God. But I'm like I was saying, like my future kids are not gonna be able to. I think they're not gonna be able to hold something like when you buy a game. It's gonna be all downloaded. I really.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
but-
sad.
But yeah, the you can't. Well, you can. It's called collecting and making them antiques.
Yeah. Actually, on a note of that, the Genesis CD. There's recently just this thing called disc rot that's actually going around right now, where the
Yeah.
CDs actually
Yes.
the data inside of the CDs are actually they'll have a little tiny hole or tiny something like that, and moisture will get in and will cause mold to eat the
Yep.
data on the disc.
Wow.
And
Yep.
We never
Yes.
would have thought that would actually happen.
Actually, no. That's been a thing for years.
Has it been for
that's
years?
why for years. CD medium has always had that problem. Physical media has had that problem. Just like hard drives have something called bit rot. You know, there's all all kinds of different ways that that stuff can go corrupt, and physical media is one of the worst.
That's why we're going to
I
digital.
think it's pretty sad, you know. You're thinking
Yeah,
about that.
but I mean, I'm fortunate enough right now that my daughter is 4, and
Bless your
she's
heart.
actually, yeah, yeah, little devil. Uh, my fiance is gonna kill me if she ever hears me say that.
Well,
Uh,
I'm gonna send it to her on when this goes live.
oh God, she'll kill me. Anyway, I got so many games underneath my desk that I try to keep her away from underneath my desk, but I have physical copies of games, and she'll be able to experience that soon whenever I start letting her play on console,
Yeah.
if I do.
Yeah, and it's just really just showing the history of just everything, cartridges, CDs, and just really showing something like that,
History of
or if
gaming,
it
man.
came from.
History that will always
It's
be forgotten.
it's cool. I have like an N64 cartridge. I have Super Mario World. I have a few things that are just sitting on my shelf just to look at. They're
Yeah,
cool.
yep,
They're
Little,
cool just to have.
yeah, just like a little collectibles,
Yeah, it's just
antique
yeah.
collectibles that can never be played.
oh, I could play it. I have an N64 right under my bed if I wanted to play it. um, but it's just something really cool. But
Speaking
we're
of,
getting a little bit.
yeah, speaking of wanting to play, uh, Ghost ME. What do you think?
I I love Andromeda. Like Mass Effect Andromeda was a good game to play. I don't care what anybody freaking said. It's like they had some rough edges, but it's like if you just forget like all the bugs, which they actually recently patched, it's a lot better. But like I enjoy it. I'm addicted to it.
Well, that's good. I mean, looking at a lot of the streams and whatnot, it's been just people pointing out left and right of, oh, this looks terrible, that looks terrible.
It
I
kind of
think they,
was, but the only thing it
yeah,
kind of bugged me, but it was just a funny little bug. Seeing their eyelash just glitch through their eyes and just freaking not blink when it wants when they are blinking. It was just funny as hell.
I love, shout out to Angry Joe, but I loved his review of
Yeah,
Andromeda.
yeah. He did.
That little skit,
The skit was on point.
yeah.
Freaking
Um,
with the googly eyes. Oh my god, that was hilarious. Oh
so
my
what's
god.
what's your opinion on it? Have you really looked at Mass Effect Andromeda? Any?
Who me?
No, what's?
Oh,
I looked at it. I'm actually a good, a decent fan of the series. I haven't really played it in a really long time. The last one I played was the follow up series. I forgot what
I
number
haven't
what it
played it
was.
since
Was
the
it three
second
or two?
one. I haven't
Was it
played it
three or
since
two?
I the last one was the second or the third.
It was third one. Okay, the last one I played was the third one. That was on Xbox 360. That I really enjoyed that game. That was a lot of fun.
I
I
haven't
love the multiplayer.
the
Multiplayer is
the
so fun.
multiplayer is not good on Andromeda. It's just horde mode.
Um, I just can't wait when they have like domination and stuff like that.
I don't think they're planning anything
Mainstream.
more.
They're not going to be doing anything like that. That's what kind
No.
of kills me on it. I like to
I just
have
there's so much
something
to
like that.
do within the single player of the Mass Effect though.
Yeah, but that's what Mass Effect is. They've always had stuff like that. That's always been a thing. Except maybe the original one, but the first, the second and third one were just I think were great.
Well,
I
the
had a lot of
first
fun
one
playing.
was like what Hellspawn said. Like, it was a little bit and then they always improve each time they go on.
Um, but yeah, that's one reason why I'm kind of
I would
iffy
do
about
that.
it.
I would get because I enjoyed it and it's actually really interesting. You can make your own path. It's basically you can like they're basically like if you remember. I'm not sure who said. I think it was Angry Joe. Like he said, it's basically the developers away say if you're making fun of us about the story how it ended on 3 here make your own story
Oh, that's a cool thing that what they're doing.
because they
They're
were
doing
bugging
it
them and said why would they saw like the fact that how it ended in 3 I think they and then they added a deal they made a deal they were forced to make a DLC to see like to give an actual ending for 3 so I think the devs were kind
Um,
of like make your own story then here you go
So they're kind of pulling like a Bethesda style,
kind
like
of.
basically choose your own path. Be a certain the certain way you go might, if you do like the wrong thing on something else, this might affect something else. Kind of like
Uh,
something like that, right?
I haven't
They do.
really gone to that far in the game. I think I'm about like 10% in, but I think it didn't say. I don't think there is any consequences about in the game. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, so it's more or less just like there's a few like major points probably in
Yeah,
the game. There's just a
the only
few
thing
more.
that people liked about Mass Effect is the romance scenes.
Goddamn weeaboos.
Do you want to make
Yeah.
it? Do you want to get alien probed by a freaking alien?
What the hell?
The heck! Ah! And the cool thing is that you get to be like in every Mass Effect, you get to create your own character, male, female, tranny, whatever you
Yeah.
want to be. But
Um.
it's been so long, so I was kind of out of the loop because I haven't played
Oh
since
yeah.
two.
Oh yeah. I haven't played in a while. I have to really pick up these games. That is
Yeah,
something I need to
I
do.
recommend it. It's really fun. It's getting addicting
Uh,
once you get further into the game.
but personally, what I've been lately, I've been on PC Master Race lately.
Yeah, I
I don't know
noticed. You've been
why.
playing that
I don't know
Fallout
why.
New Vegas lately.
Oh, that game. It's just to really, if I'm gonna dive into it a little bit, but to really think about what Fallout 4 and New Vegas is. New Vegas wasn't public. It was published by Bethesda, but it wasn't made by. I think it was made. I think they helped out. Cinemax did help out a little bit, but I forgot the name of the other company that made Fallout New Vegas. It's all canon too. The Fallout New Vegas is. Um, but Forge and New Vegas they're literally two different worlds. I feel like the story is a little bit shorter on New Vegas, but I'm okay with that because it's
Is there a
actually
lot
more
more to do?
interesting.
It's like side missions.
Yeah, there's a lot more basically what we were saying is there's a lot more like if you do something wrong here, there's a lot more people are gonna hate you here, and there's a
Oh
lot
god.
more choices you have to make in that game, and I feel like it's great. It's an older game, of course. It's still gonna have it has it's an older game, but
Well, and on top of that, the modding community for it is still so massive.
oh, it's
And
kind
it's
of like
still
it's not as
growing.
massive as Skyrim, but it is up there. It's one of the top. Yeah, a lot of people saying they want to remaster Fallout New Vegas. That's their next new remaster.
We
After
might
Skyrim.
see. We might. Well, I.
We'll see
Well,
because we're
yeah,
not
E
going to get.
three will be is around the corner.
That would be
Well,
really awesome if they did, because it gives the community because we just
Well,
got that
Bethesda's working on
console.
the on Wolfenstein, the new Colossus.
Um, but yeah, they're always working on other things, and then the next title of the Elder Scrolls series, we'll see where that goes too. They're working on that, but I want something in between. Skyrim
Well,
is
yeah,
great and all. I've had lots of time, lots of hours on that game, and so, giving these console players the taste of modding too. So I feel like that's a huge thing that I think that's great, and I feel like they need to remaster that game in between because I don't think the next duration of Elder Scrolls is not going to be coming out so maybe next year. Um,
possibly.
these
I
those games they just take so long to produce. They put so much detail and so much stuff into these games. It's pretty amazing. But were you going to
was
say,
watching
Klaus?
I was watching a YouTube video a couple nights ago, and I just found it. It was by Watch Mojo, but they did the top 10 games uh, that like have a huge modding community behind it, and that was one of them. Was Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, I believe it. It's just if you have never played the game, it is really cheap. I think it's $10 on if you have a computer or if you have an old console like a 360 or a PlayStation 3, pick it up, give it a try. It's well worth.
Yeah, it's worth the price.
It's just the weird thing about getting into the game. It's like if you're playing Fallout 4 and then you're gonna jump down to to like New Vegas, expect there's a gap in technology there, and you could definitely tell that. The graphics are going to be more poofy, everything's going to be a lot more poofy, but I feel like the story is just a lot better than 4 was. 4, don't get me wrong, 4 is a great game, but I feel like they dumbed down 4 a lot. They dumbed
They
down
kind
a
of
lot.
did.
4 is so in New Vegas. Here's just one example. In New Vegas, your guns they wear out, or if you get shot, if some like an enemy shoots you and it hits the gun, it will damage your gun. It'll start damaging and damaging it. So you have to repair your weapon. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I feel like that's actually kind of a good way of worrying about more things in the game, like when am I going to fix this gun, or this gun is just going to just fall apart on me and I'm not going to have anything. So it just adds a lot of cool things to it, and there's a lot of like other things like reloader benches and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into detail, but I feel like they dumbed down a ton on 4. But that's what I've been playing for the past like
5 years.
so the past month. This game, I don't know, I highly recommend it.
I forgot this.
Yeah.
This completely flew over my head when we were talking about Call of Duty. But the developers, the developers of Candy Crush, has been working on a new Call of Duty mobile game.
Oh God, just what we need.
Call of Duty is a fucking bum. No one cares about those games.
Just what we need.
Talking about an online game, Call of Duty Online. Now, I wonder if that's ever gonna be on.
Probably in the winter. I don't know. Who knows?
Who really knows? I feel like I think that was. If you ever watched that, go watch it on YouTube. It's
It's just an interesting twist on Call of Duty.
It's a good concept. It's only in Japan, in China. It's a Chinese-based game, but it has like every single Call of Duty that you'll know, every map, but they have these weird type of guns too. They'll have every single gun too, but they'll have these like space weapons to like World War II weapons. It's just a whole jumble mess of like stuff. Literally, They just threw every COD into a bowl and then mixed it up and made that. And that's Call of Duty Online.
Okay, never heard of it, but I'll go check it out. That's for sure.
It's only in Europe, though, or is it Russia or Germany?
No, China. No,
China.
It's only in China.
Yeah,
it's a Chinese exclusive. It's actually really cool. Merc Music, all those big YouTubers, they went. And you can still play it, but you have to have like
you have to
I'm
change
not
your
into like
your
IP and stuff like that.
you have to change into your things to change it to make it look like it's trying to trick the servers using Japanese or Chinese shit.
Yeah.
Segway. VPN yourself.
Oh my god.
Damn, you're on it with the segues, Ghost. No, just kidding.
Oh
that would be the way you would have to do it, was use a VPN. I mean,
VPN. Okay.
Yeah, virtual private network. It masks your IP and makes your ISP not be able to see what you're doing online, and also you can browse and do things online as if you were in a different country.
Okay.
So there's multiple VPN services out there. All you got to do is search, but do diligence and do research on them, because
you could fuck up.
Well, no, there is some that will sell your data. There is some that just don't store it the proper way, and still it can be accessed. It will still slow down your internet a little bit because you're sending it from your computer to their servers and then out. So if you want to go to like facebook.com, it might take you an extra half of a second to load the page because of that extra having to go through a different server and let them mask everything and then send it on out. Oops, I just knocked over a remote.
But I think that's a really cool thing. That'd be awesome if they brought Call of Duty to the PC, like exclusive for Call of Duty on PC.
Like collaborations of Call of Duties.
I think it's a very cool concept. With Cloud, you got to take a look.
Roblox does. They have a Call of Duty right now.
Oh, are you watching? Are you watching it, or just looking at some pictures of it?
I'm looking at a couple of videos and whatnot.
They're pretty cool though. I've seen a couple of them. Like it's interesting, especially with Halo Online.
It's really cool because they have like every mode too. They have horde modes too. They have like a zombie horde mode. They have classic zombie maps they turned into like cyborg zombies, and then they have like the style of Call of Duty Ghost, where you have to fight against a huge monster and stuff like that, and you have to survive.
Yeah, you can You can,
This-
from what I'm looking at, like you can select your different.
There's character
Yeah.
customizations.
Yeah, it's from
Uh,
like Call it Modern Warfare to current Call of Duty.
yeah, only
I
it does
don't see
that
any
does.
like gameplay. That was just a look at
Merc,
the.
Merc Music has some gameplay
There we
of
go.
it.
Hang on,
Yeah.
I've got a video that has some gameplay.
Ow, my eye is hurting.
It does have supply drops, but it's not as bad. You could earn supply drops pretty fastly, and you could rent. It's the weird thing about that game. You could rent weapons.
Oh
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
you could
forgot
rent
about that.
weapons instead of buying them all out because you could buy them out for it's just gonna be a lot more of these credits to buy them out, but you could rent them for like 5 days and then in some supply drops you'll get like a weapon to rent for like 6 days and it's kind of cool. It's a cool concept.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and it actually looks pretty good.
Like in a common supply drop or something like that, you'll get like a really good weapon, but you only can use it for a certain amount of time.
That is interesting. What the heck? I'm looking
Yeah,
at it now.
it's a cool concept. I think it's really cool.
Wow, what the heck? Whoa.
Hmm.
All right. I don't want to freaking.
An
risk
MW1 weapon versus a advanced warfare. That's actually interesting.
Yeah. They have laser pistols and fucking op, and then they have like everything. Not op. What the
What
fuck
the heck
am
is
I
ain't
talking about?
CS:GO?
Goddamn CS:GO. Jesus.
Yeah,
PC
the most
Master Race.
OP. Yeah, the most OP sniper rifle, the op.
The PC Master Race it's
It's
affected my
flowing.
brain.
It's flowing in you.
But
Speaking
yeah, they have
of
like all.
flowing and all that, another transition is For Honor is in mayhem right now.
Oh God.
Dude,
What's
it's
up
getting
with For Honor?
bad. What is it?
What's wrong with it?
It pay to win gear. People are
Oh,
like
they
there
ma-
was a microtransaction that you could pay $200 for like a bundle or something like that, and then you could get like all these different OP gear to make you really really strong.
Oh, so it's non-cosmetic, so it's almost like a variant.
Yeah, well,
Kinda
you
style.
build up your character with different gear, like kind of like Destiny, but with like it's all out gear. Actually, no,
Oh,
not
okay.
not 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 Division or the Destiny, like the Division, like your gear, like it has stat heavy, so you
So
may
it's
get
kind of like Battlefields, where you could just spend $50 and you can unlock all the armor, unlock everything
similar
like
to
that.
that.
So
Yeah,
okay, so
but
you're
the
literally
fact
just
that people
unlocking
are
everything.
just upset that this is becoming really bad from the launch of the game being very garbage from its launch on PC and I'm guessing console as well, but the fact that it's getting out of hand and Ubisoft saying I forgot what their response is. It was a very shitty response.
That doesn't surprise me.
Like it just
I-
got. But I'm glad to not spend money on For Honor.
I saw it miles and miles.
Yeah, you did. You
miles
called
away. When I played the beta, I even said there's going to be pay to win in this. I can already feel it.
Yeah, and it just within seconds it turned into a virus.
That's
Oh.
the microtransaction virus. It's just spreading. It really is.
I'm starting to think
there.
I should be a game reviewer. I mean,
That doesn't help.
well,
Or it doesn't help. It wouldn't. It would be helpful.
it wouldn't help, but
It doesn't help anyways.
I mean,
'Cause
I
YouTube's
call
dying.
Freaking-
Another side story.
Oh my
That-
god.
Another
that
side story.
I don't think YouTube's dying.
The
That's-
boycott. They lost freaking
Yeah.
Pepsi, guys. Take a drink of Pepsi. It'll stop riots.
You mean Coke, not
No,
Pepsi?
no,
Whatever.
people don't understand what's actually going on, and a lot of YouTubers
Media's-
don't either.
It's
The media is media is
pissed
tearing
off,
this. Well, yeah, they're pissed off, but they're tearing it apart in ways that they're really tearing it down completely the wrong way.
Like PewDiePie with the Wall Street.
That was ridiculous.
I
That is
mean,
so dumb.
okay, I'm going to get a little politics here, but not too deep.
Trump
I
did it.
understand there's freedom of speech and whatnot, and that's cool. I'll go to war to defend that.
Mhm.
I'm okay to for you to, say anything you want on the internet. But when it comes down to it, I can see the ad sponsors and YouTube's opinion. YouTube put all the ad stuff into an algorithm, and it just so happened to put it with hate speech. The media caught it and went running with it. And we all know how the media is. As soon as they get a hold of something, they make it bigger than what it was. Yes, it's your right to spew your hate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with it. Everybody has their own opinion. But where I don't see YouTube's dying is they went through and they're actually restructuring things, like only putting ads on channels that have 10,000 subs. If you're not an already established channel, you're going to not have 10,000 subs. So I look at now.
That
I know
is kind of the smart thing.
Yeah, there's no sense if you don't have that kind of sub, thing, why you should be able to get the AdSense, because you've got to work to get to that.
It's kind of like Twitch. Like you don't start getting money until you start really getting enough people. I think it's like 500,000 people you have to get to start to actually getting paid by Twitch to give you money. They'll start giving you money, and then getting that sub button and all that stuff like that.
And on the same subject, the videos that I've watched on it, the best one I could find and that broke it down really well was Boogie. He really broke it down to the point to where the average Joe could actually understand some of this. And the way he explained it was that when you hit that 10,000 subs, you'll be put in a pool of ads. Now, this is where I think, this is going to be my own opinion on this, not what he said. This is where I think the actual physical people are going to come into effect of going, well, this ad needs to go here, this ad needs to go there, so they can rework the algorithm. So that way stuff like that's not happening. But on top of that, the people, most of your hate speech YouTubers don't have 10,000 subs, and they never will.
No.
So therefore, that's not going to happen. They're in damage control, but they're also restructuring of how things go. And I think it's going to be great for the actual full-time YouTubers in the long run. I don't see them losing anything.
I think it's a good thing too. I was how you're explaining it is basically, I think it should be cool too, is that it's more when you get in this AdSense, this is more of a privilege you're getting. If you if you screw that privilege, then you're gonna get it taken away.
Exactly.
And that's understandable. Like if you go against what YouTube is their their guidelines and stuff like that, because you're gonna have big companies like Walmart or Coke, and they don't want someone that's sitting there saying fuck all these guys, and just saying all these crazy things, being racist or being biased, or that's just it's basically it's media on its own. It's
as YouTube moves from,
it's dumbing it down basically,
right? As YouTube moves from a hobbyist type thing to an actual,
it's like media, TV. There you go.
Yeah, media production platform. And I'm not saying that nobody that's producing videos or content on YouTube isn't great. That's good. You're taking your passion and you're doing something with it, and you're showing it with the world. But the people that are spending millions and millions of dollars a year, to build their channel and build a brand and build a media company off of that to show their talents, YouTube is going to want to keep them as long as they can, so that YouTube as a platform can grow and become like, I don't know, a broadcast station like ABC, NBC, CBS, anything like that.
Speaking of that, before I don't mean to interrupt, but there is going to be a thing called YouTube TV that's actually going to be a thing.
Yeah, yes. I heard about that.
Yes, Jesus. And that's why all this is all starting to come to light, and why YouTube is making the essential changes they're making is because they want to make sure that YouTube TV is going to be a hit.
Oh yeah.
And they want to compete. They want to compete with, the cable companies and stuff like that. Because honestly, a lot of the media I consume nowadays is either on Netflix or YouTube.
Yeah, I don't watch TV anymore. I've lost.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, true.
And too, that's another topic that I watched the whole thing on. Kostov, right? The guy boasted about that guy. He's the owner of TK, and he really got into about the whole TV and YouTube thing, about putting ads on TV versus putting it on YouTube. It's because of the how did you explain it?
It costs less to put it on YouTube. Yes,
Less.
it costs less to put it on YouTube than it does on TV, because TV, you have to take the money that you're giving to this platform, you got to divide it up, because what YouTube's going to do is they're going to take, I'm just throwing out a figure here, they're going to take 5%. The cable company is going to take 5%.
Yes.
So, I mean, versus if you're just broadcasting straight on YouTube, you're going to take I'd rather take a 5% hit than a total of a 10% hit. Why not? Saving money.
And that's true. And another thing is it's hard to get these companies to really go on on TV, because there's not enough. They're not be able to enough to pull information from other people. Pull that information, saying like on YouTube, they're going to be sitting there watching what you're watching. So you're watching this channel on that, or this somebody else's YouTube video on this other YouTube other video. They're going to make those ads based off of what you watch and what you like. So it's a lot easier to do it. On TV, there's no you might know God, I can't speak right now. Might not be even watching TV right now. It might just be the TV being on, so they don't know if you really like this channel or if it's just on.
Right. Like in my house,
like YouTube Red, they did with it's supposed to be their show, their TV shows.
Yeah. Like in my house, my father's the TV watcher.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my dad is too.
Yeah.
So my mom, my father. But they're slowly starting to move. I think my mom is more slowly starting to move from watching more TV. I run a home server, multiple home servers. But most of my movies and stuff like that I've gotten legitimately, and I have downloaded them from those platforms legitimately and put it on my server. That way, in case our internet goes out or whatnot, we still have media that we can consume. Because if our internet goes out, our cable service is out too. And so is our home phone, since it's all tied into one system. So I took it upon myself that, hey,
like most systems nowadays.
Yeah, if this stuff goes down, I still want to have something I want to watch.
Yeah.
So my mom's starting to actually watch movies and TV shows that I've bought legitimately and done all that with, more than what she watches TV.
Why not? Because she can.
That, and you can turn it off, go to work, come back, and pick up exactly right where you left off. Yes, you can do that with a DVR. I understand that.
Yeah, but
why go the extra mile just to pay extra for what you could do it? You're on your own.
Exactly.
That's very true. You're paying more to do less, basically, or almost. Yeah, it is literally almost. It's basically what it's doing. To get back on topic and just finish this whole thing up is so we're talking about random shit right now, but not really random, but maybe it's interesting for you guys. TV is dying. It really is.
Whether you like it or
in
not.
In general, it's gonna die. And these companies are trying. Hopefully, what they're doing right now is like whatever broadcast. What are those companies? There's AT&T. There's a whole bunch of the mainstream TV companies. Eventually, these companies are gonna have to figure out something else like that, like a platform like YouTube, and they're gonna eventually have to convert over, because we're not gonna have to worry about ads. If I go on Netflix, I'm not gonna have to worry about ads and have to watch 5 5 minutes versus I get 30 minutes of main canon, and then I have to watch another 10 minutes of ads.
That's pretty much what
So
Crunchyroll is.
yeah, no, that's if you have the free version of it. If you pay the money and you pay the $10 a month, you get no ads.
Well,
I think that's great. That's one reason why I love like Netflix and used to be YouTube.
I remember when Netflix first came, like when it first starting up, it took so long for it to catch on.
Oh yeah,
Netflix was. I remember when you used to buy, you were able to rent discs from Netflix.
That's
but you
Redbox.
still can rent. You can still rent discs from Netflix.
I did not know that.
Yes. Let me go in my account management.
I know it as Redbox,
actually...
but I didn't know Netflix had their own thing.
Oh yeah,
that was
Netflix has always had their own thing. That in fact, that's how Netflix started. It wasn't a streaming platform, it was a renting platform.
Yeah. I remember my grandma renting movies.
That's when Blockbuster came extinct.
Blockbuster. You know that
Blockbuster went.
It's still around, actually. You know that.
Yeah,
right?
as a vendor, but still.
They're still around. They're just very small, very very very.
You can actually, like, the plan I've got right now is the Ultra HD plus 4 screens plus Ultra HD.
Mm-hmm.
In the plan details, you can actually go in and add DVD plan, and this is what's really interesting. They've got 3 choices: the starter, which is 1 disc at a time, 2 discs per month for $4.99, or you can get 1 disc standard definition and 1 Blu-ray for unlimited amount of discs per month for $7.99, or you can get 2 DVDs and 2 Blu-rays for unlimited time for $11.99.
Wow.
For some people, being able to watch the extras is worth that, like on the movies and whatnot. That's fine, but I don't do a lot of physical media anymore. I mean, we've got a Blu-ray player, we got a DVD player, we don't even use them.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that was the first time I even knew what Netflix was. I was really young at the time. I was probably maybe like 8 or 9 at the time when I first saw.
A fetus.
When I was 8 or 9 years old, and that's when I saw my grandmother. She rented a movie and got it in the mail, and I was like, whoa, this is that's crazy.
I remember when it was going through mail.
Yeah, I remember.
Wow. We're
was
talking about Netflix, and it reminded me I got to pay Netflix tomorrow.
I know my dad pays for it, but he doesn't even use the damn shit anymore. I talked him into it, and then you got the the most one, like the $15 a month one, where you could have like 6 people on it. But yeah, I think that mainstream TV and those companies are not going to be around too much longer. They're going to be converting over to YouTube and those other platforms, like I said before, and that's
probably streaming like Netflix.
Yeah, they're gonna have streaming like apps like and stuff like that, like Hulu and all those companies like that.
I haven't really used Hulu that much. I need to get a membership.
Hulu is actually really good. I have a membership with them. I only watch them because of certain TV shows. But really, to really sum it up, that's pretty much it. Yeah, mainstream TV is gonna die.
It's gonna die.
Get prepared.
Let's see. NBA Playgrounds is actually people referring it as NBA Jam. If you guys remember that.
Yeah, I remember that game.
NBA Jam.
I've never been a huge fan of sports games because I've always, in my mind, I'm like,
you were playing CS:GO back in the day. Yeah, we know.
No, in my mind, I feel like I can go outside and go play sports. So why should I sit on my ass and play sports?
Why go outside in the middle of a hot summer and play sports?
Yeah, look at this. I'm gonna trash myself. Okay, I am fat. I am overweight. I know this.
Bum, 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 bum. Stop it!
I'm not really athletic anymore like I was in high school.
You were athletic?
Yeah, I played football and wrestling. Of course, you got to remember this is like 15
Thank you for
years ago,
bringing
so...
bring the stereotype of gamers, Cloud.
Ah,
God, you make me feel about my pasty white skin. Just kidding.
but I used to be athletic, but I was
Yeah.
still fat and overweight. I'm not gonna deny that.
Jesus.
Hey,
And a
whatever.
gamer and a nerd.
Hey,
But I don't play sports. I'll play some sports games, but I have not done it in a long time because honestly, they're not entertaining to me.
I guess it's for the people who are big sports fans, and that's a huge thing. I guess
The
that's
game looks interesting though. Like it's like a
And it,
remastered NBA Jam.
Yeah, which
it's a
I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see anybody rehash an old idea and make it look better.
Yeah.
So I mean, will I play it? Probably not. Will I watch videos of it? Probably. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably watch a stream or two of it and be like, okay, that's what it is. That's what it's like. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
done.
I'm done.
Oh my god, freaking! Actually, we got a little bit of time left. Do you want to do a Cloud TED Talk? Any knowledge you want to drop on these peoples?
drop on their heads.
Drop some knowledge.
I started to earlier with the VPN with all the stuff going around.
That's just like what's like CPU bottlenecking or anything that people that they don't even know on a daily basis or even didn't know existed.
Did we talk about graphic cards? So we were talking about a lot about
Sure.
CPUs last time we had our podcast. So I think
Sure.
a good
Graphics
follow up
card.
for that. Let's
Yeah.
talk about
Okay.
GPUs.
Well, I mean, let's see. Big news in the GPU market right now is.
Oh yes, since we're talking about the GPUs, then there was a recent that Digital Foundry and then some other people, they did a full on with Scorpio they did a tech demo of Forza, like the new Forza. They did 4K on ultra settings, and it didn't even like cap. It didn't overclock. It was barely pushing anything, and the fact that the GPU wasn't even struggling in that point was actually really amazing.
I don't believe they're
Oh, it wasn't
built.
it wasn't Digital Foundry's article. It was Eurogamer.
I really don't believe that because, as far as I know, nobody has the GPU that's in the Scorpio right now to even do testing on. The only people that would have it would be developers, and the developers signed an NDA contract that pretty much, if they speak about it, Microsoft will own them.
Oh
kind
shit!
of thing. So I don't believe that. No, the big thing in GPUs right now is, and get this is funny. So NVIDIA released, I was gonna say, I think you've already heard this one. NVIDIA re-released the Titan XP.
XP.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Except for, see, now it was called the Titan X. Now, and this is where it gets confusing.
Why do they mean it?
Because there was already a Titan X, and that was the Maxwell editions, which was your 970 or 980.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a couple generations ago.
Yeah.
So they released with the 10 series, your 1070, your 1080.
Mm-hmm.
They just released the 1080 Ti.
That's the Founders Edition too. The 1080.
Right. Well, this is the Ti, which the Ti is actually Titan Edition.
Titan Edition. Okay.
Okay, so they take the Titan card, and they give it less RAM, just a little bit. It's only, I think, 1 or 2 gigs less than the actual Titan. Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And make it a little faster. And there you go. It's a gamer. It's a card for gamers for like $750, where the Titan card is considered a deep learning card since it's got a lot of compute cores and a lot of CUDA cores and really fast. Well, NVIDIA shot himself in the foot.
Uh-oh.
And pissed off a lot of people.
Oh no.
So they released They released the 1080.
Mm-hmm.
Then they released the Titan X, and all the YouTubers and all the reviewers started calling it the XP because not to get it confused with the original Titan cards.
Mm-hmm.
So they released the 1080 Ti, which is basically a gaming card with the Titan architecture and Titan structure on it for gamers. That's what all the Ti is.
Mm-hmm.
Then a week later, they followed up with the Titan XP. They actually call it Titan XP with more more CUDA cores than what the Titan, with the, see, I'm getting myself confused. With the 1080 Ti has more, so they released it saying, a complete unlocked Pascal GPU.
Okay.
That was the whole point of the Titan, was it was supposed to be the big brother of all the 10 series cards. So you're telling me they shipped the Titan card with locked processing power?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Because the way they branded it and the way they relaunched it was with more unlocked compute cores.
Speaking about locking, too, this is a little bit side topic. I heard that they did that with the PlayStation 3.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah,
360 had the GPU locked too.
For what? Any specific reason?
Probably heat problems, I wouldn't imagine.
No.
Hmm?
No, the 360 had it locked for the Kinect.
Oh.
And I believe the PS3 had it locked for their motion.
iToy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the iToy, yeah.
So that way it would
Fucking
actually
iToy.
have that processing to actually, render the image and capture the image and whatnot. So
Okay.
that's not news. That's one of those interesting little facts that, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean,
not a lot of people know that.
whoever in the comments, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, and I will take it. I mean,
It ain't the first time he's wrong.
What? Wouldn't be the first time I'm wrong. Yeah, it wouldn't.
I'm pretty sure your brother corrected you a lot.
Oh, my brother corrects me all the time, dude.
Then there you go.
My brother is. You think I'm amazing with computers? My brother is. He's head honcho of an IT division for a massive company, and yeah, we can't work together.
Oh, God.
we argue too much.
The Padawan has become the master.
No, very no. I am still the Padawan compared to him. When I'm wrong, he is not afraid to he will even publicly do it.
Oh.
So,
That's
he'll make me feel. Well, he'll make me feel so dumb that I have to do research and I have to learn more about whatever it is. So, which forces me to actually get better. So, GG.
Yeah, get good.
All right.
But I mean, that's what I have on. I think NVIDIA. Yeah, I think NVIDIA shot himself in the foot and pissed off. They pissed off so many people.
Well, I wouldn't imagine like how many people are pissed off.
If you want to know more, if you guys want to know more, Jace 2 Cents has a really ranting video about it. Go look at that, and he has more information because he's in line with NVIDIA.
Wow.
He likes NVIDIA.
All right. So, let's talk about a little bit about the underdogs before we, end this. AMD GPUs.
I don't know much. Still, Vega is still being very quiet.
Since they launched the whole Ryzen chip, I wonder if they were gonna launch a whole new generation of GPUs.
They are
for gaming.
That's Vega.
That's gonna be Vega. Oh, okay.
I don't know any information on Vega. Nobody does. They are actually being quite tight-lipped. But if we continue to see the trend that I'm seeing with the Ryzen chips, that they will be comparable to whatever NVIDIA is putting
So that I think that'd be great because that's because I know they have their current series right now is like the RX series right now. It's like the 460, the 470, and the 480 RX.
Here's something interesting. Um, I recently did a build with a Ryzen CPU
Oh,
and a RX 480 and combined together.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, it was an interesting. It felt right. Like the performance was on par with each other, which was kind of interesting.
Hmm.
So there was no bottlenecks, nothing, and
you hit that
everything
word.
worked great together. So
Oh.
if trend shows me that Vega is actually going to be pretty good, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. My thoughts on Ryzen so far has been it's there was a little hype to it, but people are starting to find out where exactly they hyped it and where they didn't. So they
Have they
didn't
found it?
overhype it. They did, in my opinion, they didn't overhype it. So I mean, it's been everything that they said it was going to be.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
mean,
I think AMD is doing the right thing right now. I think personally, what they're doing, it's forcing all these companies to rethink about the budget. Especially Intel. Intel. Um,
well, Intel is how shall we say? I think Intel right now is stepping back and going, oh, because no innovation. I mean, they've made innovations, they've done things, but they keep raising that price bar for enthusiasts. And AMD is not afraid to go, okay, here's the same thing you can get over at Intel, very comfortable for a cheaper price. And honestly, Intel needs it. They need
yeah,
to see that their $1,000 CPU, $1,700 CPU is just too overpriced. I'm not meaning OVP as overpowered. It's overpriced. If a company like AMD can come in and go, hey, we just made a chip, the same kind of chip that you have for less.
yeah. Do you watch the whole thing about with Linus Tech Tips about explaining Intel's chips and they're not getting any better? Only thing
Oh
they're
yeah,
getting better is literally they're just taking less power. That's all the
yeah,
only thing
yep,
that's actually has gotten better. Literally, I think it's gone up from the past. They say past 4 years. I think he was saying that like I think it was like a measly like 5% better.
yeah,
Really, it's
yeah.
not.
That's why AMD right now is in a perfect position. I
Yeah.
mean, and I like them guys over at Linus Tech. They do a really awesome job. They make sure to pump out the good videos that they do and give out the good information that they are.
They're not
And
biased at all, and that's I think that's really good about it.
well, I mean, there is some biases in there. You can
I,
see it
they're
sometimes, but
they're
they
they're
do.
they're Intel lovers. It's hard and true. I could tell that they're Intel lovers.
They're
But
Intel lovers, but they give everybody a fighting chance.
oh, of course, yes.
Somebody that's built their business. A lot of people don't know this unless you watch the channel. Um, they originally started as an actual commercial producing company.
I didn't know that.
So they went to producing commercials, and Linus started with NZXT. I think it's NZXT. I think.
Yeah, that was all out of their garage too. That's the funny part.
Yeah. So you have that, and he just started building his YouTube empire, and it seems to
The
be working
Empire.
for them.
But I think that's a good topic to end on. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Just keep watching AMD. That's all I can say is.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for them. This just a whole new generation. So.
Yep.
All right.
All right, you guys.
That is
All
it for
right.
episode 2 of the Nerdgasm podcast. Thank you everybody for watching this wonderful podcast. We're planning on doing this at least every Sunday if we can.
Yeah, if we can.
It's just scheduling problems.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
We'll try to
Yeah.
keep this
Find
on
a-
a daily weekend on Sundays if we can.
Yeah, like once a week. We could try it.
Well,
Let's try.
this is being recorded on Sunday, but it's gonna be uploaded on Mondays.
Yep.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I try to upload this on every Monday, but we're trying to keep it on a recording.
On a Sunday.
good.
Yeah, recording schedule
Yeah.
on a Sunday.
Yeah,
At least we can try. Schedules haven't been working out, whatnot.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. That's just
So on that note, guys, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
later.